my crafty friends, it's me Lisa, the DIY Diva, and today I am going to show you how easy you can transform just some plain ribbon into some beautiful bows that you can use in all of your upcoming craft projects. There's no skill involved, and there is one secret weapon that will make bow making super easy. And no, it's not a bow making machine. So I've got a bunch of different ribbons here, and I want to show you how you can make bows, and you don't necessarily need to have wire edged ribbon. Now the ribbon that I'm cutting right now, this does have a wire edge, but I'm not going to be using the wire portion of it for the bow that I'm going to be making. So I cut off 4 pieces of the ribbon, and they're in equal lengths. Next, I'm going to cut off the edges. So the wire edge of the ribbon, that is what I'm going to be removing. So I'm basically going to be left with the burlap portion of the ribbon. So I cut 2 of the pieces down so that they're going to be just the burlap ribbon. And then for these 2 pieces, I am going to keep that buffalo check on. And I'm just going to dovetail the ends. You can fold the ribbon and then cut from one corner up, and that will give you basically the same effect. So I've got these 4 pieces of ribbon that are pretty similar. So I'm going to stack them up on top of each other. And then I'm going to come back with those extra pieces that I cut off. This is the wire edge portion of the ribbon. And then I'm going to take some black ribbon, and I believe I got this at Dollar Tree. It was probably when it was still either $1 or $1.25, but I think the ribbon now is $1.75. It might even be $2. Who knows? I think they need to change the name of the Dollar Tree to the Dollars Tree. But that's a subject for a completely different video. Right now, we are just focusing on making some bows. And I'm taking a bunch of these smaller ribbons and I'm cutting them into equal parts as well. The one thing that I've learned with making different types of bows like this is it really doesn't matter how many pieces of the ribbon that you have or that you're going to be using. You just want to have some different types of ribbon to make this look really fantastic. So I'm just going to take a selection of some of the ribbon that I've cut down, and I'm going to play around until I get the look that I like. So I've got a lot of black and white, and then also a little bit of that burlap ribbon too, because I just want to see what this would look like. Now here is the secret ingredient, I guess you could say. It's a zip tie. And I got this bag of zip ties at Dollar Tree, and all I'm going to do is take one of the smaller ones, and I'm just going to bunch up all of those ribbons and tighten down the zip tie. The zip tie works perfectly for bunching up all of the ribbons. It doesn't really matter how many different types of ribbons that I put into my bow. The zip tie makes it super easy to get a very rustic looking bow. And once I have the zip tie in place and tightened down all the way around the ribbons, then I'm going to come back with a smaller piece of ribbon, and I'm going to secure that around the zip tie. This way the zip tie doesn't show in my finished product. A little bit of hot glue around the center, and then I'm just going to wrap that ribbon all the way around to the back side of my bow. And then I just come back and spread out all of those individual ribbons to give this a fuller look. Look at how pretty that is, and that was so easy. You can also add in some tails if you want, and if you want to add in a little bit of extra embellishment, you can do that too. For this bow, I'm going to add in a button, and I think that button ties in perfectly with that black ribbon. I wanted to speed this up a little bit, and I wanted to show you that it's very easy to duplicate this process. So I'm gonna make another bow, and I'm using basically just black and white ribbon, and this ribbon definitely does not have any wire edges. For this bow, I'm starting off with making some tails first. And I'm just going to secure them together with a little bit of hot glue. Next, I came back with the rest of the ribbons, and I'm just separating them out, and I'm going to stack them on top of each other in a little bit of a random pattern. I don't think there's any right or wrong way how to do this. You just play around until you get the look that you want. Then I'm going to come back with a zip tie, and I'm going to secure that around the center of my ribbon. And then I just come back with some more ribbon to go around the zip tie portion so it will not show on my bow. This is a super easy process to make some beautiful bows for all of your projects. You don't need to have a fancy bow making machine. Believe me, I've had some, and even though a lot of people really make them look easy to use, I don't know, I just cannot get the hang of it. So for me, making bows like this is probably my favorite way to do it, and crafting is supposed to be fun, right? So if this is fun for me, this is what I'm going to do. And that's why I wanted to share my process of making bows with you. So just in case you're struggling, hopefully you can see that there are alternatives and you don't have to spend a lot of money or get fancy machines to make a bow. And I think bows like this are perfect for fall and for Christmas decor, different ideas that you may have. You can't go wrong with pretty bows, right? Hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you're looking for some fun and brand new fall DIYs, you really need to check out these videos.